You serious?
So, this is How to Kill an Hour. I'm Marcus Bronzy.
We have Funk Butcher, ladies and gentlemen.
And we
have
go on.
the incredible, amazing, my brother Kae Kurd in the building.
Yeah.
I love the way you call me my brother and doesn't follow me on Twitter or anything, you know? Big up you, Funk Butcher.
Yes,
you
big
keep
man.
doing you, my bro, yeah? Keep doing you.
Why is everyone always on to me about that?
Nah, it's cool though, because retweet man stuff though, innit?
Always.
Mad retweeted. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you for having me. It's been a long time coming.
I just want to say, bruv, like, people need to understand that you are not just like how you are when a camera's on. You actually are like this all the time.
I'm funny, innit?
100.
Like, let's just put it out there. Like, I'm a fucking talented man, innit? Like, I'm joking. But I just feel like it's important to be authentic, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that like, are there unauthentic comedians out there, or are there people that switch it on? And
I mean, there's people that don't switch off their phones during podcasts as well. They're really annoying.
is that me?
Is that
It is you, bro.
No way. I don't
Is
have
you?
alarms.
I've got an Apple Watch, so my one will come over here.
Same.
Where's that coming from?
This is great.
Is that an iPad?
What is that? Someone left something here. Oh, it was you, fuck, man.
I'm trying to style it out. Where's that coming from? Yeah,
It's
it's pick up my kids from nursery.
Oh, man. Oh, fuck
Right.
it. Let's go again, man. So this is How to Kill an Hour. My name's Marcus Bronzy.
And I'm Funk Butcher.
And I am Kae Kurd.
We are joined by... Bruv, you're just a hilarious guy, right?
Yeah, I know it's incredible. I am very talented. This isn't a game.
Right, before we
It's
get on with
real.
today's show, because it's going to get a bit crazy in here still, I just want to say thank you for subscribing to us. Thank you for leaving comments and letting us know how great the show is. Thank you for giving us 5 stars. And if you haven't done that, come on,
What's
sort it
wrong
out,
with you,
please.
man?
Yeah, man.
What's wrong with you, man?
Do
It's
that,
a
man.
technology podcast. They'll send you a virus or something.
Yeah,
if you
man.
don't do it, bruv, so do it.
We'll wipe your
I prefer-
hard
He's got all
drives.
your data. He's got all your data about who's listening, who's subscribing, so you can probably find somewhere.
We'll take
Prefer
your passwords.
porn, really. Just send me that. Porn is better, yeah.
Mad. Who you
yeah.
like? Nicole Aniston, innit? What, man? Let's just like... We're being candid on this podcast, man.
Yeah, true say. But so welcome to How to Kill an Hour, bro.
Thank you very much. Been a long time coming. I'm really enjoying being here. Hopefully, I mean, at the end of this, my aim is to get a Funk Butcher follow.
It's coming.
I mean, man. Every time I see a Funk Butcher release, I'm like, maybe no, okay, not today. Okay,
Yeah, legal download, a legal stream.
yeah, fuck that, bro.
Pay for that shit.
I'm gonna stream snips and stuff all illegally, bro.
Have you not tried to
Paying
follow?
for a living proof ticket.
Have you not followed and unfollowed, then followed?
No,
and unfollowed
I
and see
don't
if
do
there's
that
anything?
stuff. I don't do that stuff, bro. That's that. You see people that do that, I block them.
Dude.
There used to be one guy, Eddie Vegas.
Oh,
Do you
my
remember Eddie
word.
Vegas? He was urban folklore. He was
Legend.
Yeah,
Everyone knows about Eddie Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eddie
But he had a
Vegas.
lot of followers, though.
Yeah,
But-
because he keep unfollowing and following.
Yeah,
Yeah, till
yeah.
you were like, oh fuck it. And then one time, I think it was. I think it must have been like Little Donatello or someone like. Cool that. I'm just going, oh, this is like 2012 Twitter, innit? This is when people were saying racist
Yeah.
stuff and getting away with it.
Yeah. Shout out to little Donatella.
Yeah, I don't know where she is, but it was like she called her out, and then like everybody else was like, "Oh my days, yeah," and I was because I just thought it was just me, innit?
Yeah,
And then like
yeah.
you know when someone big says it, and you're like, "Oh shit,"
I think
ironic because her name's Little. But
I think Eddie Vegas was a bot, though. I don't think he was a real person.
I think
you
he's
saying he
real
was a
person.
German? No, I thought he was one of them. I thought he was just like some white rapper. You know the ones that like tried to fit 24 bars into like 3.
64.
One of those guys. Yeah.
I think he's a North Korean kind of like bit of AI created.
To infiltrate GRM daily videos. Like what did the Koreans want with that? Oh.
Crazy. Right, we're going to talk about you on today's show, bro.
Oh, okay,
obviously.
thank you.
A little bit about you,
This
because
is
you're here.
great.
Would
Yeah.
make sense.
Favorite subject.
But we do like to kill a bit of time.
Okay.
It's part of the show. It's the name of the fucking show. And we've started like killing time with like a gadget or a game before the show. And you've had the pleasure, the extreme pleasure of playing
Overcooked.
to Surf and Turf.
Surf and Turf.
The kebab
Absolute
edition.
trash game, bro. Absolute. What is this? Like the graphics? Like what were the graphics on there, bruv? You know, like the other games, like Mario used to have a point to it. Sonic used to have a point to it. Why is man cooking? We've actually literally got to a stage where people are cooking on games and don't cook in real life. Because I guarantee you, the people playing that put Deliveroo on.
Takeaway guys.
Yeah, whatever, Uber Eats. There are other brands available. They probably went and got someone to bring them food rather than actually cooking it themselves, but they're playing a game cooking food. So I thought that was trash.
Do you game usually? Like, do you game at all?
You know what? I used to when I was younger, but with what I do now, I barely have enough time, bro.
Too busy.
Yeah, man. Like the only game I kind of play is like the ones on my phone. So there's this game called what is it called actually? Tinder. No. I'm joking.
Swipe right for 10
Swipe
points.
Right. Yeah. 1010. It's literally just like a fake version of Tetris. So like you just like, yeah. It's hold on. I'll wait for it to load.
What's it say? Gym games.
Gram games.
Oh, gram games.
Gym games. No, man gets gains anyway though. So yeah, it's like a fake version of Tetris. So you get the same sort of things, but you put them out in a maze.
It's got no music.
I put all the music off.
Okay.
I think people that have like music on their phone and like their phone's not on silent are serial killers or something. No, seriously, like why is your phone not on silent? Yeah, like you must not have anything to do. No, but big man thing, like who does have their phone on silent now? I mean, doesn't have their phone on silent anymore.
Everyone knows, isn't it?
Like,
yeah, I'm on silent.
Yeah, you're on silent. That's what I'm
you
saying.
Just
like,
get to that stage where you don't care about ringtones anymore, as well, isn't it?
Bro, that was the thing. Like, it was. I can't believe that to this day, like ringtones were such a massive thing.
Yeah.
But when your phone sounds like, brr, 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 brr,
What was that? Charleston? Was that Charleston?
That was sick.
That was Kick. And then you had the hurdy-gurdy. It was like, brr, 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 brr.
That was a sick ringtone.
Yeah. Yes. And then, what else did you have? I remember when you could go on MrTones.com and then you could get like when you had Composer.
Yeah.
And then you could like make 50 Cent in the club, and it just sounded like brr, 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 brr. None of them sounded like they were meant to. You know? It was crazy.
Oh man. So like I got you down as a podcast host. I got you down as a comedian. I got you down here as a writer.
Yeah, man.
I feel like your entertainment is your thing.
Yeah.
How did that happen, bro?
Sort of by accident and down to like being lazy.
Like you was bitten by a radioactive comedian.
Like, that's funny. Shit, man. Yo, you got jokes. Do you know what it was? Like, when I was in uni, I remember doing uni, I studied biomedical sciences. I was like meant to get into med school, what's that, before that. And anyway, I actually got an offer for King's College because I am smart. But I fucked up my grades anyway. I ended up studying biomedical science and I hated it. And I was just like, it was in my final year and I entered this KISS FM competition to become a radio host.
KISS Chosen One.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I got to the final 25, but AJ King beat me. And Tania Taylor beat me.
Shouts to AJ, shouts to Tania.
Shouts to AJ. He was just on the show before you.
Yeah. He won that year, innit? Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
big up him, innit? Like,
Yeah.
but I didn't know, but he was on like Bang Radio and all sorts. I had no radio experience. I just literally turned up to the audition going, yeah, bro, man's gonna smash this. And you know, when I got to the final 25, I was like, yeah, shit, man, I'm gonna be a KISS presenter. Like, this is mad. Like,
I've made it.
Like, I already started planning my life. Like, I was looking over Oxford there because their offices used to be like over Oxford Street. So I was just looking at people coming out of Uniqlo going, right, this is my life now.
Uniqlo.
I was thinking, I'm just going to be friends with Ricky and Melvin, and this is going to be mad. We're going to go for drinks together at their Christmas parties. I wonder what drinks Melvin likes. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And then it never happened, didn't it? So then people were like, but people on that day were like, you're funny and whatnot, you should do comedy. So I got into like comedy on the black circuit. And which is funny because I thought everyone started on the black circuit.
Yeah.
I thought like I thought Michael McIntyre started off with like Coach and Richard Blackwood and Slim in it. Like I thought that's how it was. Like yeah, I mean, like, yes, hello to my Jamaicans.
Could you imagine Michael McIntyre at Corks? Could you imagine
the Corks wine bar?
As I was saying, like John Bishop, like, because they do that, don't they, them Nigerians? They do that, don't they? So, all that sort of shit. So I did that and I got into stand-up comedy, and then like radio and stuff, I was always doing like community radio and stuff after that as a bit of fun. And then gradually, I got better and things started happening, got management and whatnot. And then now I'm at the point where thankfully I can, I gig all the time. I've got my own podcast called Quotas Full with a bunch of other comedians, and I present on Asian Network from time to time, even though I'm not actually Desi. So that's
How did that feel?
What, that one?
Yeah.
Do you know what's so funny, right? Because excuse me, like they have like names, obviously, like, but like there'll be Asian names for certain stuff.
Yeah.
But I started pronouncing like even the English names like Asian. So it'll be like Raid, like this song by Raid, and I'll be like Raid. And they had like some guy called Shide Boss, and I was like, that was Shide Boss.
Yes.
So then like they were like, no, that one's actually in English. I was like, wait, I don't know innit. Like unless you tell me. They were like, anything you see, you just go innit. And I was like,
Putting too much sauce on everything.
Yeah. So I would have been Michael Jackson, like that kind of.
Oh, people are out there probably appreciating that, going, fucking hell, he really knows Michael Jackson.
yeah. But it was funny because like I ended up just like being a lot like come on man, like certain names I was just like going like mad ham on it. But yeah, it's all great, and I did some writing on Don't Hate the Players on ITV2 as well. Yeah, a couple of projects in development, but you know how commissioning goes in this country, takes years and years.
Sure, man, you got the deal. I'll call you tomorrow.
It's not even just that. It's just like, oh, you're not famous enough yet, basically.
Yeah, I hear that though. So, biomedical science. I just want to go back there. What is it like?
We've had a lot of brain boxes on recently.
We've had engineers on the show. We've had like architects.
Who's the architect?
Who is the fucking architect?
Who's the engineer?
The DJ. Engineer is
Anne-Marie.
Engineer's Anne-Marie. Sorry, scientist.
Yeah.
Mr. Midas is a scientist.
Mr. Midas.
Yeah.
Mad.
He was telling us about, I don't know, sub to something. I've forgotten.
Maybe you should call yourself Dr. Midas.
Dr. Midas. He sounds like an evil character.
Yeah.
No, but there's another artist called Doctor. Just Doctor, innit?
Yeah.
Doctor, come on.
Dr. Midas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like it just sounds like you're begging it, innit? And then like obviously because there's Dr. Dre, you can't just go like everyone's like you're not really.
Fair enough. And Anne-Marie is an engineer. So and then now you're doing biomedical science.
Yeah, I did biomedical science.
What do you do? What is it?
A trash. Like you could probably become a pathologist and just like do blood test samples.
Okay.
It's absolute trash, bro. I remember like sitting in one, because like you know like when you're looking around at everybody else, like because you don't understand certain things going on, and you're like, why are you so good at this? Like,
Yeah.
And you're just there like, this is bare hard, isn't it? Like I had no interest in it towards my third year, and my tutor started hating me because she knew I didn't care about it, and I was like.
And you lasted 2 years in there. You did the whole lot.
I did everything. I did it all. I did 3 years. Like I remember, I think my last year in third year, I had about like 6 hours worth of lectures and contact.
Wow.
And I never went. I probably ended up going up to like 2 hours a week.
You went to a few seminars though.
No, we didn't have seminars. It was literally just experiments and lectures in it.
Okay.
So I'd go into like the experiments and like I'd just put my white coat on, and then I'll just take the results from like someone else in it, because I was like. Oh, this is long, man. I gotta go 13 millimeter, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then that was when I realized like I'm not really much of a planner.
Mm.
I'm not really that guy that's like very like meticulous with like, oh, it has to be 13 millimeters here, 40. Oh no, I fucked it up.
Yeah.
We have to do it again. I'm more like,
let's just cut this cadaver.
yeah. No, I'm more just like,
Oh shit! It's not a cadaver.
But no, it's just with anything I am in life. Like, say for example, starting a podcast, I'll be like, say I don't know how to use the software. I'll be like, fuck it, let's just buy the mics, and we'll figure it out, innit?
Yeah.
Like, so
Baptism of fire.
yeah, I won't go in going like, let me do like a course on Adobe Premiere Pro and Adobe Audition and Logic and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'll just go, but man got the software in it. Like, so then just where's record? All right, this must work.
do you think people are nicking a living with that whole motivational speaking?
Absolutely.
Because, like you said, the best kind of way of entry into an industry or any field is just by doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think a lot of those motivational speakers don't do anything outside of motivational speaking. So, like, where is your track record?
Is that like a snake oil kind of thing then? You think they're just kind of selling something that doesn't exist?
Yeah, but
really?
all right, listen. Can you play music on here?
Yeah, man, of course.
Yeah, play like some give me like some orchestral sound, right?
Orchestral sound. Let me just get my playlist.
do you see what I'm saying? It's like so simple. Like the formula for a lot of this stuff is just so like predictable. So there'll be some music and it'll be like, and then like the guy would just come in like,
oh, that's an advert.
okay,
Hey!
What's that an advert for? Go YouTube Music. No one uses that.
Oh, it's Stormzy's voice.
Huh?
Yeah, go on.
It'll be like,
Is that what you want to go with?
yeah, and it'll be like an American accent. Like, be like, do you want to succeed? Success is not given to you.
You've got to wake up every morning, every day, even the days you don't feel like getting up. And you've got to work. You've got to work harder than every other guy beside you. You don't look left, you don't look right, you look forward. And we don't look backwards. Why? Because we can't worry about what's happening behind us. All we have is what's in front. You wake up in the morning, every day, every morning, every second and every minute of every hour to go forward, forward, forward towards success. Success.
That is fucking brilliant.
Bruv, when's the course? Sign me the fuck up.
and then people listen to this shit going, bro, man, he's really saying some shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But all in essence, I've just said rubbish. Like, and it's just like, I've just basically told you how time works.
I think.
Like,
So I feel like so like Funk said, so you're the kind of person, I think there's space for talking, but you're a doer, right?
Yeah, yeah,
and that's
yeah.
how you get in it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so you went into the black comedy circuit. Do you remember your first joke, by the way, like writing that?
yeah,
I'm
like-
trying to be funny.
yeah, it was awful, man. I must have done something about Jamaicans not being. I
Go on, let's hear it.
I had this joke on why Jamaicans are so good at the 100 meters.
Right.
And it was just because they heard a gunshot and then they ran. Like it was mad racist in it. But do you know what it was? I was going into predominantly black rooms and this shit was killing. So I was like, right, like because obviously, like, even when the way I speak and the way I talk, like, it's not coming from a. Do you know what I mean?
Place
Like,
of malice.
yeah.
And I think for a lot of audiences, they can sort of sense when it is and when it isn't. So they were just like, yo, that shit's hilarious kind of thing.
Okay.
But I was just doing what everybody else did, innit? So I wasn't really speaking my truth. It wasn't until like I sort of developed as a person I started talking about myself and my background and whatever. But before I was just doing what I saw other comics do. Like, oh, okay, so that's how you do comedy. You talk about Jamaicans and Nigerians,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because that's what was going on the black circuit at the time. And then gradually everybody sort of developed and stuff.
Do you think that's made you more resilient as a comedian, starting off with that circuit?
Oh yeah, 100%. If you could do a a room full of middle-aged Caribbean ladies, you can do any room in the world, bro. Because you know when you get
Wait,
on
are we
stage,
still talking about comedy?
Yeah, no, but it's when you get on stage and you hear, like, you haven't told a joke, you know,
Yeah,
and you're just looking
yeah.
at you like, and then like, yeah, so then you're just like, all right,
It's alright. He's unjacked himself.
I've
Can we
unjacked
find the hole?
yeah. But when you could do a room like that, it's just there, innit? When you could do a room like that, I just feel like you could just do anything. So yeah, man, and like when black people laugh.
Yeah.
Whereas like you get like certain middle class white audience that are like, that was very interesting. There was no laughter.
Yeah.
And then they'll come out and be like, I really enjoyed that. I absolutely enjoyed that. That was remarkable.
So like, what do you like the most about comedy? Because it's not easy.
It's the instant feedback. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to wait for the tweets to come in. You don't have to wait for anything. It's like I'll say something and I can hear laughter or not. So I know something's
Resonated.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And I think it's one of the only art forms left where you could actually say what you really want to say without
Yep.
getting censored. Well, I mean, they were trying to censor some people, but like you could actually, like Dave Chappelle can go on stage and say whatever the hell he likes, kind of thing, within
Yeah.
reason. In it, obviously, you can't just go on stage and be like, "Fuck all, whatever people
Yeah.
be racist and
Yeah.
homophobic and that
Yeah.
stuff." But yeah, it's a great avenue to explore opinions, and I think we do need a lot more free thinkers in this day and age. Especially, there's way too many sheep.
Do you find that? Go on.
I was gonna say, how long do you think that's gonna last for? Because I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of comedy that's aging very quickly. As in it's not funny, but the PC police are
Yep,
on it.
yep,
Like you
yep.
could crack a joke
Oh.
today, and this time next year, you could be in trouble for it.
Do you know what though? Like, I think it's young people these days. A lot of these people getting offended by stuff are getting offended on other people's behalf, and it's like, who are you getting offended for? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of these people, like, say you make a joke about, like, I don't know, man. Like, say you make a joke about a certain type of country, like a black country. You know what I mean? Like, you're Ghanaian, you make
Yeah.
a joke about Nigerians,
Yeah.
and you did that in a predominantly white middle classroom.
Yeah.
And then they go, ooh.
Yeah.
You're like, there's no Nigerians here, innit?
No.
Like, who
Yeah.
you getting
Yeah.
offended on?
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of the time, the people getting offended wouldn't even mingle with the people that they claim to be offended for. At the same time, I think obviously, like, everybody has a struggle, and we shouldn't just be making jokes about certain people for the fucking sake of it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Like when I see certain people just making transphobic jokes or whatever, like if it's lazy and whatnot, you're just like, well, this isn't funny, innit? Like it's just, and those jokes can have a detrimental effect. But at the end of the day, man, sometimes you just got to realize that some people say stuff on stage that they don't necessarily mean, like that they're just trying to get a joke out of.
Do you think that that aspect of people saying things just to get a rise out of people is the reason why industries like comedy is falling foul of the same things that have happened to music, where it's just a numbers game now? So people are just doing anything to kind of get the notoriety, as it were.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with anything in entertainment now, I mean, it's like you said, it's just a numbers game, and it's like you see some really great comedians that they don't know how to probably like use social media effectively and whatever, and nobody knows about them. And then you've got other people that like barely had any stage time or whatever, and they've got like hundreds of thousands of followers or whatever on Instagram or whatever, but they can't do 5 minutes on stage, and you're just like, well, like what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's like, because the way the internet has democratized the way we create things. Yeah. It also means there's no gatekeepers, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, because before you used to be able to like filter through all the bullshit and get all the quality, but nowadays like it's like what this 30 coming fast guy, like he's just saying you can't see me, and then like he's got like close to 500,000 followers and a deal from like a clothing line, and I'm thinking, whereas there's like so many people that are like talented and whatever that can't even get to that sort of situation. It's incredible.
So do you think your rise through comedy is like a dated experience now? Do you think that way of coming through the game, that isn't the set methodology of having a career in comedy?
What you used to do is you used to do stand-up comedy. If like this from a comedian's perspective, you used to go do stand-up comedy, go to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, right? Do a month up there, and then hopefully get recognized by TV, go on like Live at the Apollo or like one of those shows, and then boom, your tour sold out, right? Nowadays, you go on Live at the Apollo, it doesn't have the same reach as it used to, unless the clip goes viral from it. Like, you're not, like, one of my friends, Tez Ilias, he recently done Live at the Apollo, and his clip went viral, and he gained, like, massive amounts of followers from it. But if you just rely on the fact that you're on TV, it's not going to happen. Okay. Like, it's not going to happen. So nowadays, it's a bit more, the ways in order to become, there's no set route. So, like, you look at someone like Mo Gilligan, or Mo the Comedian, as he's better known, like, he didn't go to Edinburgh. We done a like double hander together there, like for like a week in 2015, like half an hour. Is that double hander? Okay. Yeah. So we'd alternate.
Ignore him.
I genuinely didn't know what that did.
So yeah, like you separate an hour. So
I wasn't there.
It's cool. So I'd go on, and then he'd go on, and then we'd separate the hour like that. And we did that for about 7. But then like he went off and then done his own thing with like the videos and stuff, and the videos catapulted him to a stage where like he done pretty much a world tour, because he went to Australia as well with it, and then he's been able to garner a following. Drake follows him, all of that sort of stuff. There's a Scouser comic called Paul Smith. He went viral from little clips of him hosting, and he was able to sell out 17,000 tickets in Liverpool alone. He done like the Hammersmith Apollo. He done the Liverpool Echo Arena. Like, this is incredible what the internet can do now for people. And he never used to gig outside of Liverpool. Yeah, he used to just be like, why do I need to gig outside of Liverpool? I've got my own comedy club here that I get regular sets from. Like, why do I need to go and pay whatever for a train ticket to go and gig in London to people that probably don't like me? And being able to find your audience now is so much more easy. But again, you just still need the breaks from like a couple of big pages. If that makes sense. Yeah, which is again like the gatekeepers have changed. It's no longer BBC 1, 2, and 3, and ITV 1 and 2. It's like
Instagram.
It's like I'm just a bait. And, and like Hackney's Finest and these guys. You know what I mean? They decide who the next kingmakers are.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we had Dane on a couple of weeks ago, and he said a similar thing. He explained the similar trajectory of someone wanting to get into comedy. They go to Edinburgh, so on and so forth. And he, like he said, that I guess if you're confident in your content and your ability, you don't really have to worry about that aspect of things. I guess that's always going to be there, but it is a bit concerning because you do have people driving for the numbers, driving for the money, and that does kind of, I guess, dilute what comedy is supposed to be at. It is the last space where you can say absolutely anything you want.
Yeah. Do you know what I think though? Like we're in a very, it's an exciting time because I think there's a lot of people that still adhere to the old methods.
Yeah.
And are very reluctant in order to adopt like technology and whatnot. But in about 5 or 6 years, I don't think TV will remain the same way it is. I like already now when I tell people, they'll be like, "Oh, I'll watch it on catch up. I'll watch it on demand."
Yeah.
And the attention span. People say people don't have an attention span. That annoys me. People do have an attention span because they could go through whole box sets in a night.
Yeah.
And because like you often have chats with like producers and whatever, we're just looking for like short form content, just like little 3 minutes.
That's what they like. That's what they like. Yeah.
But it's like that research shows that's what people like, and it's like no, if you actually invested in somebody's idea, but you were very smart with how you promoted it, then you could get things like you could get like a whole sitcom. But if you promoted it, that's why I like Netflix. They experiment with ideas a lot. There was just this thing that went on the other night called Bumping Mics.
Not seen it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so it's Dave Attell and Jeff Ross, and they're basically like just roasting each other for the whole hour.
Okay.
So like when they tell a good joke at each other, like he would just like bump his mic with it.
Okay, cool.
So but it's just like, and then they'll have like guests on in it, and like they'll come on and they'll like cuss them, and then they'll cuss them back, and it's hilarious. Like Michael Che came on, and Michael Che just looked like he was just like. He says something like you both look like rival porn store owners. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like do you know what I mean? Like it's funny stuff like that, like little experimental things like that. And they may not have like the biggest social media following, but Netflix knows how to promote that.
So could Netflix be another kingmaker, like you said, because they do have that amazing reach and they have all the information and data to say, right, these guys like comedy, so I'm gonna deliver Kae Kurd right to them.
Yeah.
Are they the new gatekeepers of comedy?
Well, I mean, again, Netflix is an interesting one as well, because when you look at the way Netflix do things, whenever they don't give you any data. Once they buy a piece of content from you, you don't get any information about how well that's doing. Like that's it. They buy the content off you and they take it. From what I've heard, this all may fuck up a Netflix deal for me in future, but. But the thing is, right now, like I think what Netflix were very smart in doing as well is they got like the big names under their belt. So they got like the Chappelles, they got Bill Burr, they got like Chris Rock, paid these guys incredible amounts of money. So like all the younger comics, now that's where they want to be. But my only fear is that Netflix will get to a place where it's so saturated, you don't know what to watch. Because I go on Netflix sometimes and I'm just like, I spend more time looking through what to watch, and by which time I'll finish my food and I'm like, I don't even want to watch anything now. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to get to a stage where it's like there's like, because they're dropping like 45 stand-up specials on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Like stand-ups around the world. So it's like I think it's half-hour specials. Sorry, but it's still like you're 45 half an hour. Like, how are you going to get through all of that straight away? And it's like,
give me a trunk of Red Bulls, bruv, and I will get busy.
Yeah, but do you see where I'm coming from though? Like, it's like because naturally life's going to get in the way, and other things are going to come out, other specials are going to come out, and you're going to start forgetting about that sort of stuff. And they have like these little 10-minute slots and stuff as well, which again, I met up with an American comic called Jack Knight, and he was on one of those, and he was just like, yeah, the money was great or whatever. And I was like, what's it done for your fan base? He's like, and I checked his Instagram or whatever. I still had more followers than him. And I was like, I ain't been on Netflix. Like, it's like, but it's just a really weird space because the way they operate over there as well in America is very different to the way they operate in Europe. Like, you don't just get random comics getting like the thing. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, whereas in America, like, so at one point, anybody that was half decent had a Comedy Central half hour. Do you know what I mean? Whereas that sort of stuff doesn't really happen here. I think I think the attitudes to comedy are very different over there and over here as well. Like what you can joke about in America is very different to what you can joke about here.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Americans would just go on and say, so Puerto Ricans, god damn. Like, and then people are like, whoa, my God, this is hilarious. And like,
I mean, do you find that from a comics perspective that a UK audience is, they're more likely to be offended than, let's say, like culturally the way Americans are more?
You know what? I wouldn't want to make that assumption. I just think it's like, it's always down to the room that you're in, isn't it? And like the audience that you're in front of. And I think like, listen, man, you could go to some rooms in Britain where like you'll say a joke and they're laughing for the wrong reason. Like I've gigged in Kent, innit? Like, that's what I'm saying, innit? So do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So like you could go to that edge where they're not offended by anything.
Yeah,
They're just like,
yeah.
oh yeah,
Get
get him out of here. That kind of thing. So no, I wouldn't say that. But I do think like if you look at their big comedians,
Yeah.
just the nature of their comedy, they're a lot like Chappelle, Bill Burr, whatever. It's all very much like opinion based, whereas with a lot of like top tier British comics, it's a lot more like observational. Like, so
Yeah.
I was, my cat Felicity does this, and then it's like 15 minutes about a cat.
Yeah.
What's your comedy like?
It's the best. No, to be honest with you, it's a lot of like my life experiences as well as like social observations, but in a political, like not political in the sense of like, oh god, the goddamn Democrats and the Republicans. It's more like just
Satirical.
yeah, satirical, but in a way that people can understand.
Yeah.
It. So I try and bring it down to the lowest common denominator. Where it's like, yo, bruv, like this is it. You know what I mean?
So everyone can engage.
Yeah, and I try and put like I can do impressions and voices a lot, so I try and put a lot of that in.
They are hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
I try and do that because it's just I don't know what it is about a voice, like, but people just find like being able to sound like someone else funny.
Yeah.
So I'm shit if I can do it. And I used to watch Eddie Murphy and go, oh my days, like how can you do that? Like, I want to do that. And then yeah.
Do you think it's a necessity that the modern comic has to be comfortable with technology these days to kind of market themselves?
I have been telling people, learn how to use technology, man.
Learn it.
Learn it. Like, I hate fucking, all right, goes out to any fucking millennial or anyone under 30 that goes, oh man, I'm terrible with technology. How often do you hear that phrase? Oh, I'm terrible with technology, man.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not going to get any better, innit?
Yeah.
It's going to get worse for you.
Yeah.
Like, so if you don't know how to use, like when people ask me like, oh, how did you do that video or whatever? I'm just like, I just done it on my phone. Like the amount of stuff you can do on an iPhone or like Pixel or whatever it is, like the amount of stuff you can do on a smartphone is incredible. Like it is a mini computer in your hands and you're not utilizing it to, like if you're spending all day and you're a creative and you're trying to create content and you're using your phone just for WhatsApp, like you're an idiot. Go get a Nokia. Like it's just ridiculous to me. Like you can shoot, you can edit, you can make flyers you can make you can make flyers on your phone. On your phone,
make beats on there.
You can make beats on like real beats.
It's, of course. And like I very much look at the grime scene in particular, or just the UK urban scene in particular, which was they were very much DIY. It was like, do you know what? The Brits won't let us in. This won't let us in. Do you know what? Let's just do things our own way. And they got to grips with technology. They got to grips on how to use things, and they were like, okay, cool. And you learn as you're going along, but you're like, right, let me just get stuff out here because to them, like there was this. It's like when Wayne Rooney was 16 in it. Like there was no like I don't care about like what's going on in it. Like I just want to do this.
Yeah.
Like and he was just going straight at it.
Yeah.
And there was something so amazing about that because it's like when there's no fear and you just do what you think's right and put it out to your people, it's incredible. And right now your Instagram, your Twitter, and all these are like TV channels essentially open to you to be able to market stuff towards your audience, and you can find your core audience from that. Everybody think about the amount of time people are spending on their phones. You're competing against like videos of cats and stuff. No, but you are like it's like when people are like, oh yeah, I'm a great comedian. It's like, but no one's checking like who's doing a 20-minute set in Nottingham.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And being like, oh, let me follow that guy. It's like they're on their phone, they're on the way to work, and they'll see a video and they'll be like, oh, that's hilarious. And then gradually, when they keep seeing videos of you or like content from you, they'll be like, you know what, let me follow this person.
Yeah.
And then from that's how you gain fans. Like the traditional way of gaining fans, I think, is just people just putting us up a stand-up clip and going, all right, let's see. I think it's become so saturated, and the stand-up itself, I think, needs there needs to be like a reshaping in the way we do stand-up, because I think
Interesting.
I think people have seen so much people just with a mic on a stage.
Yeah.
And I think they've seen a lot of bad stand-up comedians on stage. That there needs to be something else that draws them in, which is why I think Mo's thing was so amazing, because he wasn't putting up stand-up clips. It was just clips of him doing something else. He's like, oh, I can do stand-up as well, and I've been a stand-up comedian for 10 years. Come and see me on tour and you can see how good that is.
So I think what you're getting at is, and this goes to everyone who wants to be successful in any business, I reckon, use the tools, but don't just try and think you can put the same shit in the same places. So like tailor stuff for Instagram stories, tailor stuff for Twitter.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed with you, you're obviously you're very vocal on Twitter, and then with Instagram, I feel like you put a lot more of your clips on there on your story and stuff.
Yeah.
Where there are people that will just be like, oh yeah, I made a funny vid and put it everywhere.
Yeah.
And not put the same sort of thing. So is that kind of what you're getting at then? Like,
Yeah, well, it's very important to understand like the different audiences on these different platforms anyway. Like, so, but I think with Instagram, it's so funny because you could actually put a screenshot of a tweet and it will still go. I find I can put a screenshot of one of my tweets. I'll get over 1,000 likes on that and I won't get any retweets on it on Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's just, you've got to be aware of like algorithms.
Yeah.
You've got to be aware of like just how people interact on that, and you've got to be aware of your own fan base.
Yeah.
More
so
than
I'm going to leave you to this for a second. Sorry, Billy's not here. Producer Billy, so I've got to get that. I think that's a delivery. Carry on though, bro. Continue.
Yeah, I think it's you've got to understand how your audience reacts as well and what they like as well, and like the stats are there there for you. But I think fundamentally a lot of creatives are lazy, man.
Yeah. Why though?
I don't understand. They need more of that dream tracer shit. I was just saying.
But I mean that in an honest way. Why? Because in an age where there is so much people, it has made the chances of success harder. So I guess the only rational idea would be that someone would need to work harder to gain that top spot. But they don't.
Yeah,
they don't see
exactly.
It's
exactly.
not. That dynamic isn't clicking with people.
No, of course. But do you know what it is as well? Though some people are like, oh look, I'm an artist. I just create.
Yeah.
I just want to create.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, that was great in the 80s, innit? Like, but we've moved on, and you can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna create. And there's a lot of people that sort of have animosity towards the online world and stuff, and it's just like, I don't want to just have to like put out content constantly, and it's just like, all right, cool, don't, innit? But let me see like what your if you have an alternative to that, and a plan, to combat that, that's great.
So what is your writing process? I mean, how does someone who is kind of coming into a scene, there's obviously established acts there, and there's a whole heap of people behind you, even though you are secure and confident in your own talent, you're a very hilarious person. How do you always, because we've had a discussion that you're a doer rather than a planner. Some people might call them procrastinators. There's a thin line.
There's people that have been planning for 10 years.
Exactly. There's a thin line between the two. Yeah, if
you've got to take a leap of faith sometimes. That's what it is. And even like when I'm writing, it will be like something that I'm annoyed with or whatever, or something that I just noticed. Like the other day, I was just thinking I was on a plane back from Edinburgh. Yeah. And like I just had this idea, like, I saw somebody, like I was just like looking at somebody else on one of like you're looking forward. Yeah. People and watching. Somebody put their seat back. Yeah. And I was like, you lot should be the first to go in the apocalypse, bro. No, do you know, like, you're a prick, innit? You're in economy, innit? Yeah. You know the person behind you doesn't have enough space.
Inconsiderate.
Yeah. So like, you're the first to go because you're gonna snake anybody else when it comes to like if we have to work together to kill the zombies or whatnot. Yeah, you're gonna be the first person that's gonna snake us and be like, "Fuck it, I'm going in this stream by myself. I'm taking the baked beans." Yeah, like
you'll be the one going. Have you got any ammo? They'll be like, "Nah."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like, I was just like, this is a great way to filter out the shit, innit? Like anybody that puts their seat back on a plane, like when they get off, just have them go to a separate queue. They're the ones we kill off first. But it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like little ideas like that you get, and you're just like you just because it's very like you could come up with so much like, what is the reasoning behind this person doing this? Yeah. Like, why are they putting their chair back? Like, and then fundamentally it comes down to like, a lot of character traits. They're inconsiderate, they're entitled, they're this, that, the other, and then you can start drawing like parallels with other stuff, and then you can just make a whole story about it and a theory.
And do you ever feel like when you're writing content that you have to gauge whether or not I'm writing for en masse, whether it will connect with a lot of people, or whether I personally find it funny?
So I mean, I used to like be very wary of. I used to write for the audience, and that was why I was doing Jamaican jokes. Because I was going to black audience and I thought, this is what they want. Yeah. Whereas now I play most of the mainstream comedy clubs, and I'll still dip into the black side here and there, but I tell the same jokes. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Like if I feel like something's funny to myself, I think if you say it with enough conviction and you word it in a certain way, people will relate to it. Yeah. Funny is funny, innit? Fundamentally, like Fresh Prince was hilarious. Friends was hilarious. If people didn't care what was on there, it was just funny for what it was, and it brought together like people from all sorts of backgrounds. So I think as long as you find it funny, like you're there for a reason, in it. Like and before I did comedy, I came into contact with all sorts of people, and everyone was like, "No, you're funny, man. Like you're hilarious." So it's just like part of it is trying to unlearn what you learn when you go on stage. Yeah. So naturally the reason you get into stand-up is like because you're just chatting like this to people and people are like, oh my God, you're hilarious. But then you go on stage and then there's a microphone in front of you and then you start trying to do your best Chris Rock impression or like your best Kevin Hart impression because like that's what you think comedy is. And it takes a lot of stage time to try and like unlearn all of that and become yourself. So you are the guy off stage that you are on stage.
All right. What kind of comedy do you like to consume?
Do you know what? Nowadays, man, like I don't watch that much. Because I'm just like, one, I'm scared of like being influenced, and two, because I'll watch Bill Burr and then like I'll end up, if I'm writing that day, I'll be like, everything I'm writing is in like Bill Burr's voice, like, you know, that guy, and it's just like, and then you just like end up going, oh fuck, like I've turned into, or I'll watch like Kevin Hart and I just start going, no, like on my, and it's like, no, this is like whatever. But I like Chappelle, obviously, like I saw Chappelle. I've seen Chappelle live like I think 3 or 4 times now, and I've seen him like I saw him at Small Comedy Club, 200 people. Naomi Campbell was there. I saw him in the Royal Albert Hall with Jon Stewart. I saw Chris Rock at the O2, and I saw Bill Burr. I've seen Bill Burr like twice as well, and he's fucking insane.
What is it that makes Chappelle?
Right. I think, do you know what? One thing that annoys me about Chappelle is there's a lot of people that go, oh, I love Dave Chappelle. They don't love Dave Chappelle because they can't quote you a Dave Chappelle joke, right? They just like the idea of Dave Chappelle because everybody thinks he's great. And then like, but you see them laughing at pictures of someone falling down. Like,
so there's a lot of bandwagonists.
Yeah, 100%. There's people that like, you know when you look at certain people and they go, yeah, man, I love Dave Chappelle. And you're like, yeah, but you're like, your mental capacity, you don't understand his jokes.
Exactly.
What is it about Chappelle? I think the way Chappelle is fearless. He's able to like that. He had that joke on one of his specials. We were talking about the whole Me Too thing and Kevin Spacey.
Oh my, yeah.
But it's like he takes it to us. He's like, that kid, 14 years.
Yeah.
14 years he kept that information in. 14 years. And he went through all that anger and that pain. If he kept it in for another 6 months, I'd have known how House of Cards ends. Yeah. And it's just like, do you know what I mean? It takes you along this emotional thing, and it's like such a serious subject, but then deep down, it's like he's exploring your own selfish needs in it. You're like, yeah, fuck it, that's hard, innit? But like House of Cards, innit? Like, like, so I think that's what's amazing about Chappelle. He could take something like that, and it's like Chris Rock. He used to be like such a. He used to make great points, but they were just funny. And that's the same thing about Chappelle I like as well. Bill Burr I like as well. Like he's able to make a point, even if it's not the point that you agree with. You're just like, this is fucking hilarious. Like the way like his thought process makes you go. Yeah. Like he's got this bit about how like more races need to speak to each other. Like he's like because white people missed the memo on using lotion. And black people missed the memo on registering your guns. Like, so he's like, so it's just like so hilarious when you look at that concept because he's like, all they need is one white guy there scratching like, dude, is that thing registered? Yeah.
I think it's interesting because you've highlighted Dave Chappelle, and what you say is also that there's a lot of people kind of gone into the Dave Chappelle wave. Yeah. And do you think that sea change, that shift has come about because what we would have expected from our politicians, we're not getting? So this level of honesty is now having to be done by the comedians.
I think what's more indicative of where we are with comedy is if we look at the music. When Chappelle was at his peak and Chris Rock was at his peak, and there was that introspective, and there was that, it was, do you know what I mean, that brand of sort of like people looking at Jay-Z and Nas.
We've got mumble rap.
Yeah, now exactly. And now we've got mumble rap, which is so like throwaway and disposable. Yeah. And you've got Kevin Hart, who's an amazing comedian, but Kevin Hart's comedy, it's very like
commercial.
Yeah, but it's also, but that's how you could sell out a stadium. Yeah, right? Like he's phenomenal at what he does. But like, there's a lot of people couldn't tell you a Kevin Hart joke, but they know long dick. Do you know what I mean? They know these catchphrases, and that's what sticks in people's heads nowadays because it's so. Well, unless you're a proper comedy fan, like the masses aren't really gonna go and memorize jokes. They like, and Kevin Hart's very good at being able to be very expressive with his face and whatever, so it just turns into memes. And then he's also got these catchphrases that stick in people's heads. So they'll come out and they'll be like, what joke did he tell? And people are like, no, that bit where he was like, oh, no. Yeah. And then like immediately, like that's become the joke. You know what I mean? And it's like, same thing with music now. Like, it's like, and it's just like, what did he say?
So is that brand of comedy not doing well? The kind of comedian that would, I think it's like Lee Evans. back in the day, and he used to trip over stools and
Lee Evans will still sell out and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's like,
I mean that comedy style.
I mean, I don't know, like, because if you look at a lot of the new comedians from the UK, we don't really have like the same output in terms of on TV anymore, or whatever it is. A lot of UK comedy is just stories.
Yeah.
It's like people telling you about like their day and like, or this interesting story where they went to this certain place and whatever. And a lot of it is funny, but it's not particularly the comedy I grew up watching. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think Kevin Bridges is fucking amazing. I think Kevin Bridges is hilarious, and he has that sort of thing where he can take like, he's got that joke about David Cameron, for example. It's like David Cameron's never woken up at 12 in the afternoon and tried to piss off a skid mark off a twig. Like, do you know what I mean? But he like he could have just said David Cameron doesn't know what it's like for a real man, innit? But he takes an example of what a real man or like a normal everyday guy does, and it's like, and it's like, it's such a it's one of those things where, like, when you're writing it, you're like, am I the only person that does this, innit? So, but then you do it on stage and you realize, like, there's so many guys that have done it, so that's where it's so relatable and funny. And I think, I think the one place where we're lacking in terms of the UK and with America is we invented satire, but now Americans have taken satire and they
killed it.
Yeah, look at The Office, man. The Office
Yeah.
over there done so well,
Yeah.
and you know, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, even just there, like John Oliver, he's over there. Hassan Minhaj, he's got his own show on Netflix. You've got Trevor Noah doing the Daily Show over there. Like, their late night talk shows and stuff. They've got like blah blah. Plus, like, the thing is, Americans have got a lot more money to throw at stuff, and they've got a lot more money to be able to invest in talent. So like, you could get a development deal over there, and you're getting paid $100,000. Whereas here it's like, there's £1,000, okay? And you're like, bro, that ain't gonna cover rent in it. But
I mean, even Gina Yashere, she's kind of gone over there and she's doing really well out of it. But it does seem to me that it's because the environment politically has starved them of something that they craved as a society. Maybe not.
Well, Gina Yashere's reasoning was hilarious. She said, like, there's a glass ceiling in Britain, and she's like, of course there's a glass ceiling in America, but at least the glass ceiling in America means I can drive a Lamborghini.
Yeah,
that is brilliant.
That's a very good point. That is very Gina.
Yeah. So that was hilarious. I mean, obviously there is still, I think with America, I mean, people, you could just say, oh, it's racism. But I just think that's very lazy. You've got to look at what it is. I mean, people bang on about diversity in this country, but I don't I don't agree with just putting people on screen just because whatever. There needs to be quotas, but I think change diversity off screen. Yeah. And that's where you will see what goes on screen naturally change.
And off screen, you mean in terms of the writing and the
I mean in terms of producers, in terms of runners, in terms of researchers, in terms of all of this stuff. Because what a young Asian kid or a young black kid from inner city areas consumes is different to what a Oxford graduate from
110%
home counties. There's like there will be certain people that had no idea about Michael Dapper. No. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then it's like
even now.
Do you see where I'm coming from? But it's like, you need people that are of that age, of that demographic, that understand that culture to be behind the scenes, and then naturally you will see what goes on screen change by virtue of the influences these people have.
Do you feel that happening?
No. I mean, you'll probably get like a young black intern on like an internship or something, or like or like one of these schemes that tries to get like 18 to 25-year-olds into thing. But do you know what I mean? But
he
like,
probably just got lost and he went through the wrong door.
But no, like
he's gonna get ejected by security soon.
No, but I mean, for me, it's like, I mean, it's the issue is like, there's lots of people that mean well in it, but like a lot of people just do like hire people in their own image, which is like, it's like, where does that come from? Unconscious bias, blah, 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 blah. We start getting into these things. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to just call it racism straight away. But it's like, you do get a lot of people that just don't know that they're doing something bad. Like, they're very well-meaning people, but like, unless you actually point this stuff out to them, they're like, oh, crap, I didn't know that. Like, if, for example, you went to a production company or like these TV channels or whatever, and it was like you had like a workforce that was a lot more representative of what you see from the audiences, and what annoys me is when people go, what are you saying, it all white? No, I'm saying like there needs to be white working class people in there as well, because a lot of white working class kids can consume comedy or art from black and brown creators.
Yeah.
More, do you know what I mean?
Oh,
More so,
definitely,
yeah.
yeah.
Like you look at like a UK rapper's audience, and it's just like
Yeah.
95% of the crowd are white,
Yeah.
or most probably working
man.
class or whatever. So yeah, we need to change what goes on behind the scenes in terms of to change what's on screen. Because you could just, because a lot of the time they'll just be people like, oh yeah, we've got an Asian, we've got a black guy, whatever. But it's like, if you look at that particular comic, like they may be Asian,
Yeah.
but it's like, do they represent the Asian community?
And that was done more to satisfy the needs of Ofcom rather than
Yeah, or just to be like, okay, but I don't like the idea as well is that like, okay, we need a girl,
yeah.
we need a brown person, we need a black person,
Yeah.
because then it just feels like, and once you start announcing that you're going to put quotas on stuff, it just makes it to the people that don't like it.
Yeah.
It feels tokenistic. It's like, well, they're only on there because they're black.
Yeah.
And then you get that sort of annoying thing where they're in. It's like, well, you're not even that funny. You're only in there because you're black.
And I guess it cheapens that the achievements of that person going into that role as well.
Yeah. Yes, it's very hard, but that's why I think like you've got to be undeniable and like focus on having your own audience, because when it gets to that sort of stage where like you're being called on by like a lot of whatever platform it may be, you're like, well, look, this is my amount of followers, this is my engagement.
Beyond your own audience, do you feel a need that there has to be a situation now where you start creating your own platforms maybe for instances like this? I feel like we are always in the shadow of America and what they've done. That Def Comedy Jam thing that we've seen for years. And
yeah, but come on, like if we're being honest with ourselves, as great as Def Comedy Jam was, there were some people on there that you're like, nah, this ain't.
Skip that scene.
Like hamburger. Like you can't say hamburger for 14 times, bro, and then just expect me to just be like, yo, this is a man. No, man, hamburgers. Nah, bro, I'm calling bullshit on that one, innit? Like, but I mean, creating our own platform, people go, what, like, it's hard, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and who's really going to do it? You need money, you need time. Like, I reckon, like, I mean, I think it's great when you see people creating their own stuff. Like, Michael Dapper did it, KOD did it with Hood Documentary.
Yeah.
You've got Moda, he's just done his own sketches in his bedroom. Like, you've got, like, people just creating stuff, like, just create something in it.
Yeah.
Like, this is what annoys me when people are like, oh, yeah, TV's not looking at me or whatever. And it's just like, bro, like, you've got a phone, just put some shit out there, innit, man? Just like, fucking record yourself, like, playing FIFA.
Yeah.
Like, just anything.
Yeah.
Like,
There's people making money off that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
There's a kid I read in Forbes or whatever. He's making 22 million a year.
Bro, he's the richest kid on. We actually was still talking about that before we press record. He's the richest kid from UZ.
reviewing toys.
7 years
like,
old.
Do you know? Like, and when I tell people this stuff, I'm like, bruv, there's. Like, you don't know what your niche can be. Just start doing stuff, man.
Yeah.
If you're proactive about it. And the one thing about social media is as well, like, even if people don't find one video funny, if you've got a track record of stuff that's made them laugh, they're just going to be like, all right, cool, well, that one wasn't funny, but tomorrow he'll make me laugh.
Yeah,
or tomorrow
definitely.
she'll make me laugh. Do you know what I mean? So, but there's a fear with people that are like, oh, I don't know what to do and whatever. But yeah, I think just creating your own stuff, and then if it's good, eventually people will gravitate towards it. Like when Chicken Connoisseur?
Yes.
Yeah, his stuff was like, his videos were on there like from like 2014, 2015 or whatever, I think it was like. Something like that. I don't know. It was like, but it was like, by the time it blew, it was like a year later.
So the catalogue was there.
Yeah, like like before he was only getting like 500 hits. And then like, can you imagine if he gave up at 500 hits? But it was like, it took for someone to see it and it to go viral on Twitter going, raw, what is this? And then he got like a show on Channel 4 and whatnot.
Tasting £1,000 kebabs. That's another story. He tastes like the most expensive food out there.
Really?
Yeah, 1,000. Yeah, bruv. Yeah. Anyway, you spoke about quota quite a lot of times. Podcast. It's called Quotas Full. I guess that's a little lean in the direction, little jab at that end.
Yeah, we just called it Quotas Full because it's just black and brown comedians talking about like just whatever goes on in that week or whatnot. And we just, when we came up with a name, it was actually Darren Harriott, who's a comedian. He was just like, why don't we just call it Quotas Full? And I was like, yeah, that's great. That's fucking everyone in the group was like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do it. But yeah, we just fuck around, man. And it was just another avenue for people to find out that we're actually smart and we're funny conversationally rather than, and I think that's very important in this day and age where people might think you're funny on stage, but they're like, right, is he funny in real life? And like, if people would just realize you're funny just saying stuff off the top of your head, then they're like, oh shit, this guy's the real deal. Right? Do you know what I mean? So it's just another avenue for us to showcase our talents as well as just delve into some issues that may necessarily be spoken about. Dane's quite vocal on there. You wouldn't.
Yep.
You wouldn't. I don't think you see a certain side of comics elsewhere.
Yeah.
But you do on our podcast.
I think it's great though.
Yeah.
It's
You
great to
cover
see
it, yeah.
that spectrum of a character.
And they cover everything from Brexit to 24-hour McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah. We talk shit in it. There'll be a time where we're just talking about like experiences, and then there'll be sometimes we're talking about structural racism.
Yeah.
But it'll flip. But the idea is like you learn something, and you're like, that's why at the end of it we go, so what did you learn today with each other? Because it's like that. But the idea is we learn something through just having conversations and laughing and whatnot. So,
and I think it's interesting you say that you have to kind of display the aspect that you are a funny individual.
Yeah.
So you actually have to market your character.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think people lost a lot of trust with like stand-up comedians when they saw a lot of people on TV that they didn't find funny.
Yeah.
Not just from this country, just
Yeah.
in general. Like, so I think people will see like YouTube personalities and they see a lot of Instagram stars and whatever, and they're just funny on their stories.
Yeah.
So like you have to compete with those people, and that's an arena now where like stand-up comedians have to fall. Like it's like you are competing with your YouTubers, you are competing with your bloggers and vloggers and these people for screen time, essentially on a phone. So you've got to play them at their own game and be like, yo, but I've got something else as well. So come out and see me.
And I guess it makes sense because if I was to see Neymar walking down the street to Tesco's in Paris, and then if I got Tesco's out there, if I threw him a ball outside and you couldn't do kick-ups, I'd be like, hey, what's going on?
Exactly.
There's a disconnect. You're the skillful player on the pitch. Why can't you replicate that? In the car park here?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, do you know what? It depends on what the type of comic you are as well. But I firmly believe, man, like you have got a MacBook, you have got an iPad. You can create things.
Use it, goddammit.
Yeah, honestly, like, I mean, it's all very well and like there's so many comedians up and down the country and not just here in America as well. So like, for you not to use what's at your disposal is just like an own goal, really.
So cheap. It's easier than ever, isn't it, man?
Yeah, and the great thing is, if you know how to learn all of this stuff, learn how to use all of this stuff, nobody can take that away from you.
No.
These platforms that you got, like How to Kill an Hour, no one's taking that away from you, right? But you could easily be on a radio station or you could be on a TV show, and then the boss will come in, like there'll be a new boss and they'll be like, you know what, we're going in a new direction. Sorry, Marcus. Sorry, Funk. Where you're done. And you're like, well, we were having fun. There's people that enjoy hearing us, but no one can take How to Kill an Hour away from you. You've got this space, and you can just put it out. You could put out 3 episodes if time permitted. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can.
All right, fucking hell, bro. Don't put the pressure on.
That's like a Dame Dash and DJ Envy moment there.
Isn't it? It is.
Can you give your son a job?
But it's true though. Like a lot of people got onto Dame Dash when he said that statement, but it made a lot of sense. It was
it made perfect sense to me.
Yeah,
I knew what he was.
It was like because tomorrow the bosses at iHeart wake up and they go, "Fuck the breakfast." Like, I'm looking for something new. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, bam, that's got that. You don't have any of your subscribers, any of this, that, the other. You're done. Like, and it's very important. Like, whenever you're creating anything, I think as well, like anything on TV or whatever, if you came up with an idea, make sure you get an exec producer credit or something, because if you wrote it, you came up with the idea.
Yeah.
Don't let them take that away from you.
So don't hate the players. Have you got that exec producer?
Well, I didn't come up with the idea.
Okay, but
I've got a writing credit on there.
Okay, there we go.
I've got a
Right.
writing
So you,
credit,
because I know there's a lot of people that have been scorned by that kind of.
Yeah, no, I got a writing credit on there. I'm like a show associate, comes up as and I appeared on one of the episodes as well. So it's just being able to have like good management that understand that sort of stuff as well, and being switched on yourself as well. Because a lot of people somehow like are grateful for every opportunity they get, and I'm not saying don't be grateful in it, but at the same time, like anything you do is a partnership nowadays. Like you've got to understand that like you did put in all of that work to be in that position. Like be grateful, be polite, but don't be like grateful to the point where it's like, okay,
yeah. So you're subservient.
Exactly. Like stay true to yourself as well, man. Like like people like you for you, innit? Like, and if you're being called on to do a job, like they're calling you for a reason, innit? So don't try and make it like, yes, master.
Yeah.
Absolutely, sir. Yes, master. Of course. Like, so you've got to be a lot more. You've got to believe in your source, man. Believe in your wave.
Yeah.
In your wave and your source.
Yeah, man.
Do you feel compelled though, in the age of everyday constant content, that your productivity has to get is pushed to a point where it might compromise the writing and the quality of the writing?
Yeah. I mean, that's a do you know what? I think one of the most important things is to not look at what other people are doing and compare.
Yeah. Because I feel like as a musician, I feel like with all the streaming things and music being such a throwaway art form.
Bruv, and you look at Drake and the guy could come up with banger after banger and you're like, why?
Yeah.
But then you look at Drake and it's like, okay, you've got to understand, like, Drake can wake up in the morning, he's got access to studio engineers, like his own studio, he's got producers on hand, he's got people that can, like, I don't fancy singing today. Can you sing this hook like that?
Yeah.
Let me see how that sounds.
But are you defined on that level?
I don't fancy writing today. So.
I never said that. I mean, I never said that.
It's the music scene, bro. He's not the first or the last person to get right.
But are you defined on that level whereby, like we say with Drake, if I look at Drake and say that, well, if he's putting that much content out there, I've got to at least match. So
this is the thing, right? Like, I looked at, like, for example, I saw Chappelle, when he done that special, it was the Me Too thing. It was like, that special went out 6 weeks after filming, right? Yeah. And I was like, fuck, how has he been able to? But Chappelle can go to any comedy club in the country and be like, yo, can I do an hour tonight?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yeah, fuck, cool. And they're cancelling anybody else that was on that night. I can't do that. No. I can't just call up. They'll be like, what? Are you mad? They'll pull all my other bookings.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But do you think his career does he have to do that?
No, I mean, in this day and age, it's weird, like, because in order to stay in people's minds, I feel like you have to do that. But if you look at somebody like Michael Che, for example, he's head writer on SNL. He released a special in 2016. He hasn't released one since, but you know he's working.
Yeah.
But I think as long as you have something else that you're giving them, like he's giving them SNL, innit?
Yeah.
Then you don't need to come out with another special every hour. But Chappelle, all he's doing is a special.
Yeah.
All he's doing is stand up. He's not doing anything else. So I suppose you do expect that from him because you're like, what the fuck? What else are you working on, bruv? Like if it's like Joe Rogan, for example, he's got his podcast.
Yeah.
I don't think people are on him that much to be like, yo, I want to see a new hour every year because he's providing them with content. So I think at least if you're providing some sort of content, your fans want to engage with you and want to be with you. But I could not be a musician, man. I saw like, was it Lil Uzi Vert, who I don't really listen to, but he just released an album and his fans were like, oh God, it's like 3 months ago, innit? And his fans are like, oh God, man, when's this new Lil Uzi album coming? I was like, are you mad?
Yeah.
Well, when you used to have to wait for a Jay-Z album, do you know how long it used to take, bruv? Like, and people are just waiting for. But then again, like, if you could just go hubba hubba hubba.
So, what's the future of you then? Like, talk us through what the plan is, man. Where are we going to see you at?
Well, I don't really want to give away my ambitions.
Yeah.
Are to be. I want to get into like Hollywood films, and I want to like be able to. I just want people to look back at me and go, do you know what? Like, he was funny and he was smart. That's like if we're being egotistical about it, that's what I really want, to be honest with you. But I just want to be able to showcase all my talents. I enjoy presenting. I enjoy acting, and I enjoy being on stage. So if I could do all three to the best of my ability, and people get to see it, and I become very rich.
My man.
I mean, we say we're doing this for the love.
So real.
People say we're doing this for love, big man. If this doesn't pay off in about 5 years, I'm going into something else.
I'm going back to retail, fam.
You know what I mean? Like, there's. Listen, I'm gonna find something to do in it.
Back to them blood tests.
Yeah, back
studying.
I think it's been a bit. Do you know what?
Hey, Dr. Kurd.
I might start managing people in it. Like, I'll just be like, big man, come here. Let me take 15% of whatever you're earning.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I want to do, but I mean, let's just hope. Like, I want to start. I want to be able to like be in a position where I can create my own content, even if it's like filming a special. Like,
I could see that.
Yeah, I'll shoot it and I'll be like, okay, cool. Boom, I'll put it out there, and I don't want anybody else to have to dictate when my material can come out. Because it's a bit annoying.
That's the direction the world's going in, man. I'd like to see some skits of yours as well. Like, do you like some TV skits? I'd like to see some more of that, like from you, like that, like your opinions, kind of like Chappelle did. He'd have an opinion or talk about comedy, and we'd kind of see that visualized. I'd like to see that, man.
Yeah. Well,
is that something that takes your fancy or not? Be honest.
I'm gonna. Well, I mean. I'll be announcing when I'm shooting a special soon, so it's going to be the show I took up to Edinburgh,
right?
In 2017, and it sold out in the Soho Theatre. I sold out 4
Sick.
nights there as well. But I just thought to myself, like, people were like, oh, where's the footage? I couldn't make it, sold out, whatever. I just thought to myself, why don't I just shoot it and just put it out there? Like, so I think I'll put like, I'll decide how I'll do it, but I think I'll probably like have half of it up, as in for free, and then if you want to see the rest, like, just give man a donation.
Yeah,
innit?
okay.
Yeah.
You can see it in it.
Wicked.
But it's just like, it's just about being smart about the way you do things, man, because like, you could do a TV spot, but then it depends on how they edit it, what bit you wanted out there. Like some of the stuff that you wanted to go out probably won't go out and whatever. But if I do it this way and whatnot, it's like, okay. Obviously, it may not have the bigger platform, but it means that when I do eventually grow, I've got a back catalogue that people can look out on.
Look forward to it, man. Quick question. Like, obviously, you came up doing the black comedy set, like you said, and now you're kind of moving into more of a commercial world. How do people identify you?
This is weird. I think diversity quotas don't work in my favor.
Yeah, where do they put you?
They don't. That's the whole point. like because if somebody wants a show that's visibly diverse, I look very ambiguous. Like if I didn't tell you I was Kurdish, you probably guess. Like I've had people guess anything from South American all the way to Afghan. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Nobody really gets it. So if you're putting like, and at the end of the time, if I told you my name was Michael, and my dad was like half something and my
half Italian.
You probably believe
Yeah,
it, and then be like, oh yeah, cool, and then like fundamentally you're white in it. So for someone to come in with diversity quotas and be like, yo, he's not quite brown enough for the Asian stuff, he's not quite black enough for the black stuff, and he's not quite white enough for the white stuff. Do you know what I mean? So like, I don't think I fit into any of those sort of boxes. And this is what I'm currently writing a new show, which is it's going to explore how much of a chameleon I am.
Diversity proof.
Yeah, exactly. But more so around like how, because we all do that thing where we change our voice depending on where we talk.
Yeah.
Everyone's got mum voice.
Yeah.
That's where it starts. Mum voice.
But
yeah.
I sort of did that because I was able to hang around the black kids, the Asian kids, the white kids, or whatever all my life. Yeah. So it's exploring that, and I take it back to my name. Like my actual, not my stage name, my real name. And it's like how that pertains to it and whatever. So that's currently what I'm writing on and working on. So hopefully that'll be ready by summer 2019. August 2019. Yeah. So hopefully that one will be ready. But it's an aspect that I'm looking at because I feel like I can appeal to anyone. Yeah. I've done like hardcore Muslim tours, and then like I've done like black circuit. I've done the white circuit. I've been to the Edinburgh Fringe, and I've got like positive reviews there, like 4 and 5 star reviews. So it's like I often think because there's nobody like me. Yeah, that's gonna be my strength in the future. So maybe that people may not be checking on me now, and it took a long place for me to start thinking like this, right? But like, there's a lot of internal struggles where you're like, where's man not blogging? You know what I mean? But it's like, like, what, man seeing everyone blow, like, what's going on, bro? Like, but it's harder when you're making that comparison with other people. What you've got to understand is like, sometimes a certain thing is in fashion, and do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, sometimes, like, Gets couldn't have come out, for example, without having like Tinchy and them not Sky, like, all of that sort of shit. Like we couldn't have had. You had to have the N dubs and you have to have all that before somebody like Skepta or Stormzy or whatever could come out and give them the realness because they needed like bits and pieces of it.
Some people are just ahead of their time. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I want to be in the time.
Bang
That's
on
meant for
time.
me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want people to be like, oh, he's underrated. Fuck that, bro. I'd rather people go, he ain't that good, but I'm rich. You know, Kae's like on Forbes this. Yeah, he's shit though. I don't give a fuck.
Anyway, he looks happy.
It's that age-old thing, innit? Like, I'd rather be unhappy in a Range Rover, innit, than thingy.
Yeah.
But whatever. Well, what do you want to do, Marcus?
I want to be able to have the freedom to make a platform that everybody can contribute to. Like what you said, it takes a lot of wealth. It takes a lot of support to make something. I want to build something that people can grow on because I think everybody's out for themselves. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I don't think there's enough of a platform for people to come together. And
you're I think you're similar to me. You've got like a producer's head as well as like a talent head.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I know you've got your label and stuff. So he's like, I just want to take over the world of music.
Do you know what I want to be? I want to be in the conversation when the big companies, well now it's the BBC or Netflix or whatever, say we want to make some good shit. Who do we go to? Let's go to him. Because then that's a position of power when they want a partnership with you on that level. Then you can green light. Do you know what I mean? I've
got an Ofcom the other day said that Britain needs to come up with an alternative to Netflix.
There we go.
Because
Britflix.
Well, essentially,
Yeah, we do. We do.
Brexit.
because we don't have anything that's
There
like
you go.
British owned like that, like
Exactly.
Netflix and whatever.
No.
Exactly.
And I mean, it's the streaming thing is something that's like Netflix is on top now, but it's when I look at certain companies, a lot of these tech companies, they're already thinking 10, 20 years ahead.
Oh, yeah.
So whether they will be on top forever is a different story.
definitely
innit?
not.
Like you look at somebody like Amazon, and Amazon's model is incredibly interesting because a lot of people probably don't watch Amazon Prime right now, but they've always been in the business of they don't mind losing money if it means that their product goes to the top. So
They're
I think
killing
it's
it.
exciting, man.
Yeah.
It's exciting,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what we can see, like because there's going to be like a lot more streaming platforms, and I think that's what the future is going to look like. I don't think there's going to be like TV channels as such. Like you'll have like Netflix saying we're doing a live broadcast of this particular thing. I think the only things keeping TV alive in the traditional sense is sports.
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can't replicate that.
No.
And then until someone builds a time machine, and then you're fucked. We're just gonna watch future sports, bro. You get me? You can watch a time.
Well,
when
already
Man
you got like esports, innit? You know, like BT Sport done a deal with like
esports,
you can watch FIFA
Yeah.
on BT Sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, man, the world is coming to an end, bruv.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the first esports Olympics.
It's coming.
It's gonna happen, bro.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Esports Olympics.
Yeah, a multitude of sporting games played.
Where you play like overcooked surf and turf and shit.
And you
like-
know who's
you
getting
get
gold?
golden-
We getting
golden-
gold, silver, and bronze
In Resident Evil.
Yeah, gold and Resident
But that's
Evil.
just gonna be like, nah, bruv, because China are gonna find a way.
Or Russia.
Yeah, they're just gonna hook up their kids to Adderall.
Yeah,
like, it's just gonna be
yeah.
like there's gonna be some sort of drug.
There's going to be the Russian steroid inquiry. Like,
Yeah.
why are they
like-
putting
like-
steroids into the
you
joints
see
of their
this you-
fingers?
Yeah, with
Kids
some
got bad reactions.
hench fingers, bruv. Like, or like depending on the game.
Six pack
like,
on their knuckles.
Yeah.
Depending on the game, like someone's got like a mad reflex on their
Yeah,
thumb or
yeah.
whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? Like his
got
thumb
bionic
just
thumb.
moves. His thumb just moves anyway. Like he's chatting to you, and his thumb just moving. Oh my gosh!
man.
Like, yeah, there's gonna be like lots of funny things in the future.
Definitely.
I think the future's exciting, but like for people that are very like technophobic, like if you don't be excited in it
No.
because for you it's long.
Yes. very
iRobot
much
is
so.
coming. It's real.
Yeah.
100%. Kay, I've got to get this in though. We've got to keep it real. There's a question that we've asked many people to come on the show. I don't know if you're aware of this specific. Funk Knows is coming, and we just have to ask everyone to come on the show. You've been pretty honest.
Yeah.
You mentioned pissing skid marks off a toilet, so
Yo,
this is how
okay.
we get into
that was
this.
Kevin Bridges, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. No, you just mentioned
done that
it.
though. Yeah.
So you're not aware of this, yeah? So imagine you've gone to the toilet and you've had a good meal the night before,
Mad.
and you've dropped a big one, yeah?
Okay.
It's hit the sides on the way down.
Sides of a.
It's hit the sides of the toilet on the way down.
Okay.
Yeah? It's one of those big ones.
Okay.
Yeah?
Like Ricochet.
Ricochet. Pew! There's a lot of cleaning to do.
God damn.
It's time to wipe your ass.
Yo.
Do you stand up to wipe or sit down to wipe?
Well,
Stay seated.
I come from a Muslim family.
Okay.
So Muslims actually use water.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've ever noticed like any of your Muslim friends, they'll probably take a bottle of water with them into the toilet cubicle or whatever. Probably won't notice it, and you will now, like now that I've mentioned it.
So if he goes without the bottle, I'll be like, going for a piss. If he goes with the bottle, going for a shit, yeah?
Yeah,
Cool.
exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
all right.
So like in a lot of like that's why like if you go to a lot of Middle Eastern countries, they've got the little hose with a tap
Yeah.
onto it. So that's what you use to clean your bottom. And by the way, when you just use that to clean it, then you can just clean the sides as well.
Oh, nice.
So I'll be sitting down in it. Yeah.
So when you're out and about, do you go for the water thing? So you go with a bottle of water?
Yeah.
kind of
Sometimes
guy?
I'll like if I got diarrhea or something, then in it like because like man can't. But there'll be times in it. There'll be times where I'll just buy a bottle of water and then I'll drink the water or whatever, and I'll keep the bottle with me in my bag just for like. But that's how you know you've got older. I've got a bit about that as well. Though you start using public toilets when you're older, innit?
Yeah,
yeah.
Because when I was young, are you mad? Bust a shit outside of my house.
Yeah.
Never. Now, fuck it, man. If you need to go, you need to go, bro.
You
Like,
sparkling water.
hey,
Yeah, that's quite good.
the bubbles.
He's got some
I've
Pellegrino.
never had
He's got
that, you know.
Pellegrino.
I've never experienced bubbles on my bum before.
That's how you know you made it.
I don't think that's something I really want to do. You know, like,
Like champagne.
that gives a whole that gives a whole different meaning to the word bubble butt. Like Bubble butt. Bubble butt.
So is your answer to that? So do you stay seated during that process?
I'd stay seated in it. I'd wash it, and then by that time the water's ricocheted down to the sides as well, and it's cleaned it, innit?
So you not only cleaned yourself,
And you've
cleaned the
Bro, that's
bath,
what I'm saying.
man.
Environmentally friendly, my G's. And plus, toilet paper is disgusting. If you actually deep, like,
It's recycled,
100%.
isn't it? Yeah.
100%,
not even that,
100%,
though, man.
100%. I get
not
where
even
you're going
that.
with this.
Not even that, right? This is why I think like the Islamic way of cleaning your bum, like this is why it's used in a lot of countries apart from Europe. Europe and America are some disgusting fuckers, right?
Yeah.
Because like, say something like you get like a little bit of crap on your hand, right?
Yeah.
Like it might even just be chocolate, right? Whatever, right? Whatever. Say it's like chocolate, or whatever. Yeah, it's melted in your hand. You got chocolate in it. If you just wipe your hand with a tissue, it don't feel clean, does
No,
it?
of course not.
100%.
So why does your bum feel clean when shit's coming out?
At what point? Because when you're a kid, yeah, they use baby wipes, everything. to, like,
Exactly.
make it- At what point did someone say, "Yeah, you're old enough to have a shitty ass"? Like,
Because
I don't get where that came
they said that
from.
they can't flush them. That's what the argument was. They can't flush baby wipes.
Mm.
So that's why we don't use them.
Yeah, but I don't care. Use water or
I'll
something.
be
innit?
up for a little tap by the toilet.
Yeah.
That'd be on a summer's day when I've got to take a shower outside my house.
Yeah.
I just don't enjoy the day as much as I would have if
And
I
it's-
was.
Yeah, and
to
that's
have a
the
little
thing
shower,
though, and
yeah.
you've just wiped your ass with like toilet paper. That's nasty, bruv. In big summer, you're in wireless walking around with a shitty
That's what I
ass.
got,
Yeah.
man. That's what I got.
Wow, you had some fibre today, Funk. Funk's got a 2-litre bottle.
Do you know what? Those
It's
2 litre
sparkling as well, yeah.
You see those 2 litre bottles, yeah? People think you're a prick when you're holding them up, yeah? But they cost like 50p, you know?
Yeah.
And they'll charge you like £1.20 for like a normal bottle.
This is
So
what
now
I'm saying.
I roll with the 2 litres as well.
This is £10 in the club.
Jeez.
So, okay, where can we find you? Where does our listener go and look for more
If
of
you
your
type in
content?
at KAEKURD on every platform, I'm there. I'm very good with brand synchronicity. Everything is Kae Kurd. You know, there's some people, well, I'm actually this on Instagram, and then on my Twitter it's this, and my Facebook's this. I think, man, like,
yeah.
just take care of yourself, man. Please. Oh gosh, and I think business cards might make a comeback, but that's a different story.
So,
Oh, no, do tell. Go on.
I think that nowadays, what do people ask you for? Your Instagram or your Twitter or whatever? What easier way to just have business cards to just show
Yeah.
people that just be like, oh, boom, 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 follow me, rather than tell people FUNK. But do you know what I mean? It's hard. You just give them the business card and with your socials on it, and it'll be much better. You don't need to have your telephone number and stuff. If somebody gives me their telephone number now, I'm like, you're weird, bro.
yeah.
I need like 3 different forms of communication before that.
It's like it's too personal now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I like if you, it's like back in the day, like you'd ask a girl for a number. Now, like I think people just ask girls for their Instagram, innit?
Yeah.
And then that
Hi,
way,
can I see your Instagram so I can see a total not version of you, please? That's
Yeah.
what
No,
basically
but
you're
it's
asking.
not-
If you're asking to see anyone's Instagram, you're asking to see
But they do
the
that
furthest
because-
thing from who they are, male or female.
If you
whoever.
turn out to be a prick, they could just block you. You can't block someone's on a phone number, can you?
Yeah, you
It's like-
can.
but
you
people
can,
just
but
don't do it.
No, I mean, it's like
Yeah.
if you're getting someone's house number.
Oh
If they had-
wow!
yeah, that's what I'm
if
saying.
someone delivers me the landline, there's so many questions. Like if you imagine,
I
yo,
don't even
babes,
know.
give me your number. 020. Like, what the fuck?
you see, I don't know who even uses a landline.
No.
You see, when my landline goes off, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Who's
I let it ring out.
Yeah, I don't think I've picked up the landline in my house for about 5 years.
Yeah, I think there's dust on mine.
I was legit. I think the only reason I have it is because you have to get it for the fast
Yeah,
broadband.
yeah.
Like, 'cause if you like, by the way, anybody that gets like broadband from like EE or Vodafone, like they wear bootcut jeans and they like, like they must, like you're the kind of guy that's still sleeping with people that wear Mohicans in it. Have Mohicans on in it, like, like your crush has a septum piercing. That's the kind of person you are. Go get some proper broadband, man. Like fucking my broadband's with Vodafone. Ugh. Nasty.
All right. On that note, bruv, I've got to thank you for coming down to the show. Okay?
Thank you for having me, man.
Look
I've
forward
had
to
a
seeing
bag
some more
of fun.
comedy. Look forward to seeing a special as well, man, and
Yeah,
having you back
hopefully.
on How to Kill an Hour.
Done, no man's back.
Yeah. Don't forget to press subscribe and also give us a comment and 5 stars on the podcast app on your Apple phone because it's nice. And if you haven't got an Apple phone and you got an Android,
You're a loser.
Facts, B. Facts. People asking me for the fucking Acast link. Shut up, man. Is your podcast on Acast? No, it's on Apple Podcasts. And it's on probably Spotify and SoundCloud, innit? Anything else can go suck a dick, innit? Like, with your fucking italic text on Instagram, bruv. Like, where's your text in italics, bruv?
Why are your emojis like that for us? Shit emojis.
Their crying emoji looks like it's in distress, you know? All your emojis look like they grew up in care, bruv. Like,
Plenty of ways to kill time out there. Thank you for killing some time with us.
Peace.